Good morning, Carrie. Today we're going to talk about your most frequently asked questions for your CSI program. Let's begin. What does the CSI program cover?
CSI covers multiple things. We'll do experiments dealing with hair analysis, blood stain pattern analysis, forensic botany, fingerprint analysis, forensic toxicology, handwriting analysis, a lab on forgery and counterfeiting. We've done soil examination, shooting reconstructions, casting tool mark impressions, shoe impressions, tire tread impressions. We do some firearms and ballistics work, evidence collection and packaging, DNA profiling, forensic entomology we touch on, death analysis, and forensic anthropology. We also have what we call a guest lecture series. We try to do it every other week. We'll have a guest speaker that's working out in the industry come in and talk to all of our students and explain to them exactly what they do. That way it helps out our students to try to figure out what particular job in the field they might be interested in. We really try to focus on what the student is interested in and where they want to go, and we really try to help them get to where they want to be.
What kind of jobs can you get with just the 2-year degree?
You can essentially start almost anywhere in the criminal justice field with a 2-year degree. You can come out and be in law enforcement like a cop, crime scene technician. You can work as a jailer or a correctional officer. You can be a dispatcher, probation and parole, court services, CPS and security guards, law clerks, evidence clerks or technicians. You have a lot of options. And oftentimes our students are working in the field and going to school. So it's nice that we can get them set up with work while they're attending college. And then we always hope that those opportunities turn into full-time job opportunities later.
How do you prepare your students for employment during your 2 years with them?
Once a year, we set up a mock interview panel. We invite some of the local law enforcement in the community and other individuals that work at the college. We have the students take their resume in and their cover letter in, and they have to interview. Oftentimes in criminal justice, that's what you're going to have is an interview panel. It's not just going to be one-on-one. We also teach them how to write a resume and a cover letter, teach them verbal communication, teach them problem-solving skills, set them up with an internship to get real-world work experience. We let them pick, and we just help them get there. I've had people intern with dispatch, with the sheriff's office, with the police department. I had one intern with a judge this year. Oftentimes we see that those internships result in job opportunities for the students. We do get them very familiar with having to write reports and making sure that those reports are accurate and look professional. We do try to set them up with some very good quality skills to take out with them into the workforce.
What is the benefit of attending Northwest Tech CSI prior to transferring to a 4-year college?
We focus a lot on hands-on training and education, whereas at a larger university, there will be limited, if any at all, hands-on activities for them to do. We have a crime scene lab devoted to doing lab work and hands-on activities, and most 4-year universities will not have a crime scene lab. So we try to set the student up for success in the workplace by exposing them to all of these techniques. So they will have at least been exposed and had some experience and knowledge before they come in contact with them at work. We also take multiple field trips. We've gone to tour juvenile facilities, women's prisons. We also take a field trip at the end of the year that the students get to plan. We always start the field trip off with viewing an autopsy. If you go straight to the university, you're going to miss out on a lot of these really awesome hands-on experiences that you just can't get anywhere else.
Good morning, Carrie. Today we will cover your most frequently asked questions for your program. Let's begin. What is the biggest difference and similarities between nurses and respiratory therapists?
Basically, we're all on the front line working with patients. We're all involved in direct patient care. Nursing is more focused on the entire body versus RT, we're focused on the lungs, the heart, the cardiopulmonary system.
What is the pay like for respiratory therapists?
In average with our students, they start somewhere around the $24 an hour range. With that being said, there are a lot of options out there for tuition reimbursement, moving expenses, some fantastic sign-on bonuses. big sign-on bonuses. It just depends on the location that the student is planning to work in.
What kind of certifications and course benefits does RT offer?
With our program, we're the only program in the state of Kansas that offer BLS, which is basically CPR. They will get ACLS, PALS, and NRP, and those are just advanced certifications in critical care. We give them a board prep class that they can take. Either we bring it to campus depending on the enrollment, or we send them to a class itself. It's a 3-day long seminar that they go to. Helps them prepare. That all comes out of the tuition, so that's no additional cost to them. The other thing that we do is pay for our initial testing fees out of their tuition, so they don't have to come up with all of those extra costs once they get out of school. And if they've been a broke college student, they'll be able to get that stuff paid for. It helps a lot.
What settings do respiratory therapists work in?
One of the neat things about RT is there's so many different options. They can work in the hospital, just regular doing floor care, which is breathing treatments and basic patient care. They can work in the ICU, managing ventilators. They can work in home care. They can work in pulmonary function testing. They can work in sleep lab. The list goes on and on. There's so many different things. There are a lot of students that often go on to further their education, some that have gone on to be a PA. There's also several bridge programs if they're interested in nursing that they can bridge from RT to nursing.
Since clinicals are a critical part of your program, let's talk about those. When do clinicals start and how do they work?
The first thing I want to mention is that the cost for clinicals is above and beyond tuition. So the way that the clinicals work, the first semester of the program, the students are in the first year classroom. I am actually the first year instructor. They're in class with me Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning till 2:30 in the afternoon. Come second semester, then we start clinicals. We're in the classroom Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're in clinicals Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We usually start clinicals in mid-January. We go through 8 rotations, and a rotation consists of 3 days with 12-hour shifts. We try to send students in pairs if possible so that they can cost share the hotel in that. Basically, they work underneath a licensed respiratory therapy. We spend that first semester preparing them for that. So we learn all the basic therapies and how to do different techniques and that kind of thing. And then they actually take those techniques that we've learned in that first semester and apply them on real patients. What they find is they're scared to death the first rotation, and then after that, they can't get enough. They want to be in clinicals all the time. If I could manage that, would be really great.
And where do students go for the clinicals?
We travel all over everywhere. So we stay locally. We go to Goodlands, Colby, Scott City. We go to Garden City. That's one of our newer ones. We go to Salina. We go north up into Nebraska to Kearney, to North Platte, to Superior. We go into Colorado. We go to Memorial Hospital. We go to UC, the Anschutz campus there in Aurora. And our really exciting thing is we just landed an affiliation agreement with St. Joe's. We are also able to send students to 5 different hospitals with that affiliation agreement.
Carrie, thank you so much for taking the time to answer a few of the questions that our students most often ask.
All righty. You're very welcome.